Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. For sales and service, go and see them Monday through Saturday. And of course, you can always go online to GreatLakesHondaCity.com. We are here for episode 9 of NeapoliDANS. And of course, that is Mr. Dan Villari, picture in picture with me, 2026 NFL draft prospect at the tight end position. And of course, myself, Dan Tortora. Every episode has a title and has a purpose. Today's is What Football Has Taught Me. Mr. Villari, how we doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. And so, I mean, it seems like you just got through a workout, or it's just warm down in Florida. What's going on?
It's just warm, and when I chill, this is what I wear.
Okay.
Like a guinea.
You know, I feel it. I respect it. I'd like to do the same thing, but I'd have to turn the heat up in my house in order for me to put the tank top on. But, you know, little envious of the fact that you're down. I was just down in Florida myself, but how has the training been going? How's everything been? I know you post a lot about it, and I know you're constantly working and pushing yourself. So how's it been going?
It's been great, man. It's been an unbelievable experience. I learned so much. I got so much better just as a person and as a player. And man, this weather is something. Like I don't want to go back. I don't know why anyone would ever live anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like I want to live here now, just because you wake up every day and it's sunny and warm, and it's just man, I love it.
That's the thing, man.
I was born for this.
Yeah,
You know,
that's how I feel. You know, Florida's my second home. So, you know, everything we do with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, when I was just down there, Wake Up Call, Super Powered Pop, Do Diz with Dan, I was doing 3 shows at the same time because, you know, I've done so much work with the great state of Florida and have a lot of connections and love and just, you know, bridges that have been built over a decade and a half pretty much down there. So I get it. I feel it. And I know today's topic is something you were excited to do, just what football has taught you. So I'm going to leave it open-ended. First thing you think of when I say, Dan, football has taught you blank. What's the first thing on your mind?
uh, it's taught me a ton of things. I'm just gonna talk about what it's taught me recently, playing at a high level.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to my mind is how to be a man and how to have discipline. Um, and I would just say that because I feel like the definition of a man, right, is someone who wakes up and does what he doesn't want to do, but he does it because he has to do it in order to get what he wants. You know what I mean? So I feel like we go to practice every day,
Yeah.
and no, like a lot of people don't want to go to practice every day, and it's tough. And you throw your face into each other, and no matter how your body feels, you got to show up every day and perform. And but it just teaches you like that ultimate discipline. With all the mental and physical stress, depressing days, like I said, no matter how you're feeling, you have to show up and you have to hit somebody. You know what I mean? So it's like it relates to life so much, and I feel like I'm ready for I'm ready for the world, man, because I just built that discipline uh, through practicing every day and doing the same thing every day.
Well, you talk about how, you know, being a man is waking up every day doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but things that you have to do to get to where you want to get to. You know, it's different to say, you know, you're not saying, hey, get up in the morning and do stuff you hate and waste your life. You're saying that the path to getting what you want, the path to your dreams, it comes with a lot of other stuff. It comes with discipline. It comes with hard work, dedication, determination. You know, a lot of tears, a lot of frustration, a lot of yelling, a lot of moments. I mean, I feel like people see the finished product, but they don't see what it takes to get there. They have no idea what it's like to start a business and be a broadcaster any more than they know what it's like to be a football player in your case. So go a little bit deeper into that you're not saying, hey, do something you hate, but you're speaking more to the like, there's all of these things under the surface that nobody sees, that if you don't do these tough things, you can't get the good thing.
Yeah, yeah, good thing you brought that up. It's basically like it's like a father wakes up and busts his ass and goes to work every day so he can have a good life for him and his family. You know, he can provide, they can have freedom, they don't have to stress. Um, and I know what I want in life, and I want to be very successful in football. So, you know, I wake up every day and I do extra and I go to practice, and you kind of just you do the same thing every day because I know what's coming. I know the benefits that are coming from this and my routine and stuff like that. So, um, you know, nothing good ever comes by just sitting around. Um, so yeah, it's just from that, man. Just waking up and suffering. I think as a man we have to suffer, and then when you get those beautiful things, you could sit down and be like, "That was worth it, man." But if you just get it all thrown at you without suffering, it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, for you, how would you describe the suffering to getting to where you want to get to?
Sacrifice. Um, you know, sacrificing, going out and having fun, having drinks, eating bad food, stuff that's not going to make me perform, stuff that's not going to change my body, stuff that I love, you know, pasta, meatballs, cutlets, all that stuff, chicken wings, stuff like that. You know, I eat very boring diet, miserable. I drink egg whites. I was sitting at the hot tub today with a carton of egg whites, and I'm drinking it straight up, and it tastes terrible. It's really, it's awful taste.
Yeah.
And but I just worked out, so I was like, this is what's gonna get me right. This is how I get my protein in today. Um, so yeah, doing that, going to bed early when I hate going to bed early. Um, Waking up, getting to the facility early, reading books before my workout, journaling, praying, um, just doing the stuff that most kids don't do. I feel like
Yeah.
um, because it's not fun and it's repetitive and it takes a lot of discipline. And I feel like I've mastered that at this point because um, I know something's coming. I know it's coming. This is how I've been my whole life, and but now it's more detailed. I'm more mature about a lot of things, and and yeah, I'm trying to think what other sacrifices I've made. Um, no, I think that's it right now.
Well, I mean, like you said, what you're eating, when you're sleeping, all these things that, it's tough. You want to stay up, you want to go to the movies, you want to go out, you want to, go have fun, you want to be around people, maybe you want to talk on the phone. There's people that are doom scrolling on their phone in the middle of the night. Like, sleep is something that it's crazy because like I can function on no sleep, but it's not that like I want to. But when you want something in your life, like I'll stay up late chasing after something. And then you talk about going to bed early chasing after something, but there's like that thing that you're going after. Like you're so passionate about it, you want it so bad, you're going to do what you got to do. Like how did you get disciplined? How did you get to a point of saying like, yeah, I'm in this hotel room by myself. Mom and dad aren't here. Trainer's not sleeping in the room next to me here. I could do whatever there's no coach calling me. There's no room checks. Like I can go do whatever I want. How did you get so disciplined?
You know, it's funny because I watched a Tom Brady interview recently, and he talked about how his work ethic and his discipline, like it came from his heart. You know, what I mean, it wasn't like anybody taught him that. It
Yeah.
was just in him. And like I've talked about on previous episodes, like I think it's just been in my heart, and that's just who I am, and that's just who I've always been. So it's not hard for me. Certain things are really hard,
Yeah.
but with the discipline that I have in my heart, like the motivation I have in my own self that no one needs to give to me has just been there. And I thank God every day for it because He gave it to me, and it's rare. And I got this tattoo one of one on my wrist, and it's not because I'm a Division I athlete or uh, I'm going to the NFL or stuff like that. It's because of that discipline and that work ethic that sits inside me.
Yeah.
That I don't know how it came there. I don't know how it got there. Um, so yeah.
And you talk about the tattoo one of one.
Yeah.
For you, why was it so important that you're like, I'm going to put this on my body forever? Like, why did you want one of one to physically be on you?
I just I just always knew I was different. Um, there's hundreds of Division I athletes, right? There's hundreds of great athletes, successful people,
Yeah.
but I always felt like there was something different inside me, some kind of fire that doesn't go away. And I have trouble sleeping because of it. Like most people can have a great day and accomplish so much and relax and sit on the couch and just relax. And
Yeah.
I can't. Like sometimes I don't relax. Um, so I just always felt like I feel like I think differently than a lot of people my age. Um, I like hanging out with older guys, older dudes that are chasing stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I get along with older people like a lot because I'm just curious. I've always been very curious around successful people, and I'm just kind of like a sponge. Like, if somebody successful tells me something, I'm like, okay, tell me more. Like, I don't have an ego in that aspect because I'm looking for every single pointer
Yeah.
or piece of advice I can get to be great, and that's just something that's been inside me.
You talk about having that, desire to learn from other people and not having an ego and wanting to be around older people, people that have been chasing something, people that are getting after it. It sounds like you want to be around maturity. Were you always more mature? Do you always kind of feel like I'm an older soul? I've been here a lot longer. I know you're smiling while I'm saying it. So, I mean, is that something that
Don't
makes
get me
sense?
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm one of the goofiest guys under the sun.
Yeah.
I love joking around.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. I'm half stupid, but like I know how to lock in. When it comes down to like my dreams and my goals, I don't play around.
Yeah.
But I'm a very jokeable guy and fun guy. Um, so yeah, what was your question?
No, just I mean the being an old soul, feeling like
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
you have you have some type of connection to, like, hey, yeah, I goof around, I joke. Because I mean, listen, I'm saying it in the sense of like I consider myself an old soul. I was thinking about college when I was 6 years old, but I'm also a guy that wants to make you laugh and joke around, and that my personality. But I'm saying like living in that world of, do you gravitate toward older people because you feel like a part of you evolved, beyond where you just feel like an old soul, like the things I want, the things I desire, like as much as I'm goofy, I just, you know, I'm looking deeper at life because there's a maturity that you're kind of speaking to there.
Yeah, exactly what you just explained. I feel like as much as I love to laugh and goof off, in my heart, I think about life all the time. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm like interested in serious stuff. Um, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of funny. I thought about this today. Like a lot of kids my age we all listen to rap, right? And a lot of kids listen to like Young Boy and stuff like that. But I listen to like a lot of J. Cole because
Yeah,
I don't know if you know music, Dan, like that, like rap music like that. But
I do.
J. Cole speaks about like real life
Yeah,
and like coming from nothing and um, the real struggles of life, dealing with women. And if you listen to his lyrics, like he actually speaks truth. Like he's an old soul too, and he speaks like the truth. And I don't know, I love J. Cole for that. And not a lot of kids my age listen to him at all. So that's just an example of like how I'm an old soul. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you have a desire. You see things deeper. You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
like you can joke around, but you see. Has football given you that too? Like, do you feel like being around football and being around this sport specifically has it like has it changed you, affected you? Like, I know you talk about, hey, God made me this way. Like, there's a discipline to me that like I was just born with. But what did football specifically like do to you, to your personality? I mean, how do you flow with football?
I don't think it. I don't think football. I think if I'm in any field of life, I would be this way.
Yeah,
I've just always been curious. Um, I feel like sometimes I asked so many questions when I was younger that I sounded like I didn't know anything because I was asking so many questions. But now I feel like I know a lot and I'm very knowledgeable because of how curious I was growing up.
yeah,
So I wouldn't say football changed anything, but I saw what being great at football can do for my life. The kind of freedom I can have from that.
yeah.
Uh, but uh, the first question you asked me about what football has taught me, I actually have two more things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, so the second one would be like football is so competitive, and the world is very competitive.
Yeah.
So I feel like football is this competitive sport with high testosterone men in it, constant competition, arguments, physical fights, and I feel like it really teaches you toughness and you discover who you are. I feel like in college I discovered who I was. I came in as a little puppy, and I always thought I was tough, but I always thought I wanted to be a certain type of person. But once you get put through the ringer and
Yeah.
once you go through all that competition and intensity, you realize like, are you a punk or are you real? So I feel like that's something that you really learn from football.
Yeah, like you said.
And
I
then
mean, what were you gonna say?
and yeah, and then life is easy. Like you step into other areas of life and you're a dog. Like,
Yeah.
you feel like nothing can break you. When you step into other places in life, you're not around a bunch of crazy high testosterone like animals like dogs that just are doing whatever it takes to
Yeah.
get it. So yeah, what were you saying?
No, just like, so how do you balance it? You know what I mean? Like you said, your football has taught you how to deal with like high octane, high test. I mean, people want to kill you on the field. I mean, there's certain
Yeah,
people out there that
exactly.
are just friggin' animals, and like they want to hit you, they want to knock you down. They want you to feel pain. They're taking something out. Girlfriend broke up with them. Now they're going to run through you. Somebody passed away in their family. Now they're going to step on you. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're living in that world, how do you come back to the real world? Like, how do you? I've always thought about this. Like, how does a football player push a cart in a grocery store and smile and go, "Oh yeah, I'd like some bananas whenever you're ready." Like, I mean, how do you juggle between like I'm an animal, I'm like this predator, and then
Yeah.
I'm walking around the grocery store trying to figure out, what I'm going to make for dinner.
Yeah, I guess you just gotta have that balance. You gotta be smart. I think football is a great opportunity to let out your masculine energy and anger
Yeah.
from whatever's going on in your life. That's why I think football's great, you know. Um, I feel like, most boxers are, had a crazy life growing up and they go in the boxing gym and that's how they get away from all the bad stuff. And, you just got to have that balance. I always feel like that saying, kill someone and carry a baby in the same day. Like you should be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like you should have that, not literally,
Yeah.
but you should have that mentality. Like I can go on the field and be an animal and kill the man in front of me, but then I can go home and carry a baby or, you know, tell someone I love them. It's just, being mature and growing up and having that switch.
How do you perfect the switch though? Like how do you
Yeah.
make sure what you're not, you know, this lethal person at home and then a puppy on the field? Like how do you make sure that the switch turns on in the right places?
Uh, you know what? I wasn't always great at that. In my younger years, I think I had a hard time balancing that.
Yeah.
But I guess the older you get and the lessons you learn, you got to do some stupid stuff to learn. And I feel like I've learned a lot of lessons, and you just realize what's important, what not to do, and what to do.
Yeah.
Um, so I think you don't start off like that with the perfect switch,
Yeah.
but you have to learn how to control it, and then yeah, that just comes with time. I think there's no way to control that from a young age.
So through trial and error of, working through this and trying to find that, like you said, you haven't always been good at that. What experience or two through football was like a wake up call essentially for you, like a moment for you to go, okay, like this is where I elevate, this is where I grow, this is where I'm at the crossroad. And because they say that God will force you to learn the same lesson until you do something differently. So with talking about what football's taught you, in those moments where you're like, hey, I wasn't at my best, what experience or experiences can you go back to say like, God gave me the test that I kept failing, and then here I am back at the crossroad, and I finally went in the right direction.
I don't know. I guess you could say um, when I was a quarterback, I was fighting for my life to get on the field, and but maybe I wasn't living right off the field. Maybe I wasn't speaking good words. I wasn't thinking good thoughts. Maybe I wasn't treating people how I should have been. And it's not even something I learned in that time. It's something I learned now. Um, and I look back and I'm like, you worked really hard.
Yeah.
And, for the most part, I treat everybody good. But I was like, I don't know if I deserved the blessings at that time. I don't know if I was mature enough. I don't know if God thought I was mature enough to receive blessings at that time. Because I just remember how I used to think back then, and I was a little arrogant. So and now I just think completely different. So I think I wasn't ready at that time.
What did it? What was a moment or two that just kind of hit you like, I can't be this way anymore?
Um, I don't know. I guess just when the things came to me in my life that I wanted for so long, you kind of just the hate in your heart kind of just flushes out of you. You're like, oh, finally got it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's really just comes down to maturity. Like it really just comes down to growing up. And like I said, when I came into college, I didn't really have an identity. I really feel like I didn't really know who I was, who I wanted to be. I was trying to get in with this clique and that clique, and I wasn't really myself all the time. And 3, 4 years into college now, all right, I'm this guy.
Yeah.
And no matter, I'm gonna be this guy all the time, and people are gonna flock to me. I'm not gonna look to flock to anybody. They're gonna flock to who I am, and I'm just gonna be this way. And yeah, I think that's something I think about a lot. I was finding myself freshman year walking into Michigan's locker room. I didn't know who I was. I really didn't. I thought I was the man, but I wasn't yet.
So you have those moments of, I want to be with these people. I want to be in this clique. I want to be over here. And you said, I went from, I need to flock to them to, I'm going to be me and let people flock to me or not, but I'm going to be myself. How did you break away? Because we live in a society where people sometimes look at quantity over quality. The more people I have around me, the cooler I am, the better I am. I got to have stuff, right? I got to have a ton of stuff, a ton of money, a ton of people. Just got to keep getting more and more and more and more and more, but it's not really the quality of it. So, how did you start to choose quality over quantity? How did you come to a place of, instead of me flocking to others, I'm going to do me. And if they want to flock to me, fine. But I need to do me. Like, my identity can't last inside of somebody else. It's got to be, my identity's got to be my own. I can't make my identity based on who I attach myself to.
Yeah, it just comes down to getting older, bro. Like just maturing, and you don't really know how life works in freshman year of college.
Yeah.
You have no clue. All I thought about was start. I'm gonna be the starting quarterback. I'm gonna get all this money. I'm gonna go to the NFL. I'm gonna be the man. But you have no idea how to get there. You have no idea what it really takes to get there, and you don't know how connected you are to the universe. What you put out is what you're gonna receive. And I was not putting out the right things. I feel like. Um, so yeah, it comes down to growing up and realizing how to be the right way to be.
So, I
And then
mean,
blessings start appearing left and right.
well, and that's the thing. Like, you and I, when we first talked on the field, our first interview during fall camp for Syracuse, you talked about, we just kind of like went right into your faith within a few minutes. And you're like, I had to kind of find my faith. I had to grow in my faith. I had to go to God. Like, I wasn't necessarily there, but I had to get there. And that was our first conversation, was like, I kind of had to break down to find myself. I had to not feel great, and I had to go to him. So, like, what made you go to him? Like, you keep talking about maturity, you keep talking about growth, keep talking about, hey, you just got to grow up, you just got to go through it. But some people never grow up. Some people never learn the lesson. So, what made you go to God?
Um, I mean, I get that had to be his plan all along, man. I don't know, like just through trials and tribulations, and I didn't understand what was happening to me, but I never stopped working. I
Yeah.
never stopped believing. The one thing I always had was faith. I had unquestionable faith about me going to the NFL, and that's something I always kept with me. So I think that's most important.
And you keep in that faith. Who are you today? I mean, in closing, what have you grown to be? Who who is Dan Villari? You've had to mature. You went through hardships. You went through adversity. You said once you started once you started trusting God and leaning on him instead of having this ego or thinking you're the man or chasing other people. You said, once I leaned on God, all the blessings came in. So, like, people are watching and listening right now and they're saying, Dan, I'm lost. I'm confused.
You think so?
Yeah. No. I'm saying people saying to you, like, I don't think God's listening to me. I don't think God exists. I don't think
Oh,
he's
okay.
here. Like, they're they're saying how do you know when you're going in the right direction? How do you know? So, like, who are you today and how do you know you're going in the right direction? Because somebody watching us right now is saying, I don't believe in God because he doesn't talk to me, and or he I don't hear him, or he doesn't listen, or nothing's changing. So what would you say about who you are today, and what would you say to somebody that's sitting here saying, like, dude, I don't think he hears me.
I mean, I would say whatever you want to be in life, you need to think like that all the time, no matter what. Every day, like you need to think your life into existence. Write it down. Like write your life down. I write every single day. Um, yeah, I would just keep praying, and it's so hard to like it's so hard to have all the right answers because I'm still working through everything, and
Yeah.
I don't even know how I even got here. I just all I know is I put in the work and I prayed and I knew I was always different, and I started growing up and I started learning new things and learning how important it is to be close to God. And uh, one thing I would tell somebody is learn, read the Bible, like learn the Word, meditate on the Word, read verses. I'm starting to read verses all the time because it speaks truth into your life. Um, you know, meditate on God's Word, and yeah, that's it, man. I don't even know. It's so crazy, bro. I don't even know how I'm here, bro.
Well, I'll tell you how you're here. You leaned on the only one that could get you here. So
Yeah,
who are you today?
I'm just who am I? I'm somebody who's not perfect, but I'm finding ways to be perfect. But I'll never be perfect. But the more I try,
Yeah.
I'm just getting so much better every day. Um, and I think I'm just a confident dude who's really humble inside. Um, like some people may think I'm cocky or think this, but I think I just want so much for my life that it comes off that way. But if you just sit down and talk to me, I feel like I'm more humble than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm selfless. So yeah, I'd say those things.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, like, you're reflective. I mean,
Yeah, reflective is a good one.
these conversations that we have, it makes me want to be intentional when we have time. Like when you and I are in the same place, that, whatever your schedule, my schedule is, that we just, I just invite you to the house and we just sit on the couch and we just talk. Because I think, like, that's the you, like when you're just sitting and when you're just like the ideas that you go back and forth with somebody, and you feel safe or you feel open. And when we're having when we're talking like we are right now, it makes me want to do that. It makes me want to be like, I just kind of like, the next time Dan and I are in the same spot, I want to sit with you, and I just want to talk about what's on our mind at that time. Because they say wherever two people are together for the Lord, that is where he is. And I just feel like we have a view on life that's so much like beyond the surface. And like you said, if somebody just sits down with me, and that's why I love doing NeapoliDANS, because we have a bond and you're different and you challenge me. And I think you challenge people that are watching and listening, and you're going to challenge yourself. But I feel like off of these relationships, these conversations, all this stuff, I'm like, we gotta do some stuff in person, whether or not it's on the air. We just have to have these, because I do. I mean, it provokes me to just kind of sit with you and be like, well, what do you think about this? Or let's read this Bible verse and let's talk about it. I feel like there's so much more to you, that you're not a football player. You're Dan Villari who happens to play football. And I feel like this is the whole point of why we're doing NeapoliDANS, is so people can know you, know your journey, know like what it is about, like your essence. And, to your credit, it makes me want to sit down with you and just like talk about whatever.
Yeah, I love that. Love sit downs.
So we will make sure pro day or whenever that we do a sit down, and we have some time together over some pizza, give you a little cheat day, but something that we can do, or I'll cook. But we definitely have to do something, because I gotta thank you, Dan. I mean, you're calling out to something inside of me that's, it's like you're opening a door where God is looking at me going, I'm talking to you. And I feel like when a human being can open God into your life even more, that person is a very, very powerful, well put together person. And as you fight to be better every day, when you bring God into my life, to me, that speaks volumes of who you are. And I think you bringing that into a locker room, into a family, into, a meal. I mean, that's going to be so much more. And an NFL team they're going to benefit from that. I've been in locker rooms where there's so much talent, but so much drama and strife and just bad news bears. And then I've been in locker rooms where I'm like, man, I could sit with this guy and just like be in silence, because I can feel like the air around him is different. So I feel like, you bring that in, and not to be long winded, but I feel like you bring God into people's lives. And I think that's going to be something that's going to take you so much farther than a touchdown. I mean, you'll get those, but it's kind of like running through the end zone and then like out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's what it's about. It's about being around like-minded people, and just being positive and just wanting more for each other. Um, and it's funny because right before you hit me up to do this show, I was thinking about, I wanted to become a better public speaker. And I was, asking around. I was asking my friend who's in business, and I was like, how can I get better at like interviews and public speaking and just being around a crowd and speaking well. And, I, long story short, I didn't really know where to go. And then literally a week later, you hit me up and you're like, hey, you want to start this show with me and you every week? And I'm like, yeah, it's a great opportunity for me. So you gave me an opportunity to get better at something in my life. And it's therapeutic, just letting stuff out, because sitting up in here alone, for the past 2 months is not easy. And this definitely helps. So thank you.
Amen. Who are we if we're not there for each other? and that means a lot coming from you, your words, and it holds a lot of weight with me. So thank you. But that's just God, man. It's just God working back and forth. And that's what it is. I mean, he's purposeful, and if you open yourself to him, he will bring you to places and he'll make things happen. When he knows what's on your heart and on your mind, he's like, all right, well, if you listen to me, that's why I always say, God, guide me and guard me. And, guide me toward you, guard me from everything that's not you. And then I say one step further, your will over my want. Like, I want you to stop me and shift me if I'm going towards something that I really, really want. And you're going, yeah, no, I got better. Get out, no. I would rather God tell me no and cry over it for a week than God be like, yeah, go ahead, go down there, and then mess up my life for a year. So, it's just, I think it's like you said, it's suffering. It's being a servant. It's chasing your dreams, but then it's also getting on your knees every day and saying to God, whatever I am, whatever I'm working toward, to you be the glory. And that's the big part of it, is to God be the glory. And that's how we live. You and I don't just point up because it's cool to do. We point up as a reverence of saying, we know that I'm not here today if you didn't get me there. Like I don't reach the end zone without your hand on my heart. So I appreciate the conversations as always, and I always look forward to the next one.
Me too, brother. Well said, bro.
Thank you. Well, thank you for everything. And anytime you need me, and we'll keep going with this. What football has taught Mr. Villari in this edition of NeapoliDANS, episode 9. You can catch every episode of NeapoliDANS with myself and Dan Villari by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and you will find the playlist NeapoliDANS in every single episode. As always, brother, I send my love to you and to the family, and I look forward to talking with you soon.
Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.